Three, two, one. Hello, this is Paul Jordan with Surgical Marketing Group, and I'm here with Jimmy Soque of Island Retina. Hey, Jimmy, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Paul. It's great to see you.
Good to see you too, sir. Jimmy is an expert in retina and I guess you'd say filming or imaging, correct? You can kind of
That's
tell me a little
correct.
bit about your craft.
Yes, we have in the field considered ourselves the eye imaging experts. We that are certified in imaging the fundus inside a dilated eye, as well as performing other types of scans which look at the individual layers of the human retina inside the patient's eye. That is correct, Paul.
That's amazing. So there's got to be quite a bit of new technology and education always in a kind of changing field like that, because you pretty much are always at the cutting edge. Kind of tell me a little bit about, even though during the COVID, when things are not normal, how are you staying ahead of the curve in technology?
Those are very good questions. First and foremost, you should know that technology is always improving and is always changing.
Mm.
In the realm of what we've been able to do as far as my digital imaging group and our digital imaging societies is in the pre-COVID era, we would meet many of us from around the world at various locations to lecture to one another, to learn from one another, both in a classroom style setting and also a workshop style setting.
Okay.
What's most advantageous about that is that even during a lecture, the lecturer can take questions from the audience and take care of unforeseen questions. During a workshop in which equipments that are very expensive are brought in by vendors who support these educational programs,
Mm-hmm.
they allow us to set these up in rooms. They allow us to bring students in from different societies, and we're allowed to learn from one another using an outline, using a very set of rules of testing parameters.
Mm-hmm.
And if one encounters any uncertainties, the student is able to learn about how to correct those aberrations, those unclear images, those unforeseen details, which can occur in digital imaging of the human eye all the time. In the digital imaging era of what we do in ophthalmology, there's always a capture plane, there's a subject, there is some sort of a beam that is either light or laser generated that has to go into a surface, such as, Paul, you were mentioning, the inside of the human eye, which in which case the retina is the very back of the eye. And the retina is 12 translucent layers that 9 of which are invisible to the naked eye. So many things can go wrong in a workshop setting where the image might not be perfect. The instructor can correct the pupil, the student, at that time, and the student can go back to their establishment and they can update their techniques by something that we have taught them in a live workshop program. So now here we are in the COVID era, where many of what you are doing, one is viewing me from a recorded interview. You're also learning about different techniques based on your own professions.
Mm-hmm.
And we, in the world of digital ophthalmology and digital imaging in ophthalmology, we have to do the same. There are many of us who are sought after lecturers, and we are creating educational programs, such as the one that I'm creating now for the Ophthalmic Photographers Society, which was supposed to be live and in Las Vegas and take place during the week of November 13th. Well, that's not going to take place anymore. And so we have to create for all of our attendees and all of our memberships of these societies digital platforms where we can teach to our society members. They can learn on the computer. We have to have examples from real patients that are captured in our office and anonymized, where they might display a certain area or thickness or disease or abnormality against a normal retina, and describe to those who are attending on the computer screen what the anomaly is, what the disease is, and how we capture this with such accuracy. And even with these laser illuminated digital devices, we can actually capture aberrations and disease states inside the eye down to 5 microns. That's 5,000ths of a millimeter. Those are very, very small numbers. So we can see cellular layers of disease. We can't quite see individual cells of disease, but we can see diseased cell layers inside the retina of the eye. So there are advances taking place amidst all of the electronic imaging device companies all the time. They want us out in the field to know that they are advancing the way in which we are able to, or their devices are able to detect diseases with greater accuracy and greater definition. And also they want us, the image experts, to know about their advances in science. These advances in science can change by a matter of varying wavelengths, by changing the algorithms that the wavelengths are captured, by changing the whole usability of the imaging device. Some are more portable, some are smaller, some are more robust, some are combined with others. A scanning image device might be coupled with a retinal photography device, and they might market it that way. So they want us to know that they're doing their best to work, to create better machines, and let us out in the field know that they exist out there.
That's
When
really
we
amazing.
get wind of them, it is very amazing technology. And when we get wind of them, we learn how to use them. We can learn how to use them through the internet. We can learn how to use them through classes that are sponsored by the vendors. And then we can also contact these vendors and tell them that we would like them demonstrated for us in the office. So we would quite simply speak to a manufacturer's rep and tell them that we would like a demo of this new device in the office. So that is how we here in the industry, out in the field, are learning about new devices, so that we here at Island Retina, we can provide you with the best possible care using the most up-to-date devices. And right now, ours are 4th generation optical coherence tomography. We're using 3rd generation digital high-speed, high-resolution fundus cameras to capture images of the eye. We're using LSO imaging with 3 different color wavelengths to capture peripheral or ultra-wide field imaging of the human eye, because as we all learn, there's a lot more. This is the macula of what's inside the eye, and this is the peripheral retina. A lot can go on in the peripheral retinal part of the eye that the physician has to find, and also that that we as digital imagers, we have to document for our physician.
You know, what strikes me from this conversation is with this equipment, you can see more refined sooner. So when a patient comes in, you may see a start of an issue before it becomes a real issue. So I would imagine you're probably having better success rates because of this technology.
We are, and not only that, because of the way we've been able to educate our patients, we've been able to spread the word out there through the Island Retina website, which is island-retina.com. And we instruct patients we may never have heard of, or never have met, or never even phoned the office, what to look out for in a retinal symptom, which may warrant a trip to our office here in Shirley or over in Comac, New York.
That's great, because that's, you know, the sooner that you have detection, the better the chances of treatment, and the healthier patients are. And of course, you know, so much is in our life is dependent on great sight, and being able to make sure that you can extend someone's ability to see is just an amazing gift.
When we do get wind of a symptom that a patient is having, and they do want to come in. Very many times we'll be able to describe what's causing that symptom, but many times we're able to detect disease or extended disease in an area that's outside of the macula, what we call the parafoveal region
Hmm.
of the retina, or what we call the peripheral retina. And this happens all the time.
That's great. That's really amazing.
Thank
So
you.
a lot of things you think stop because of COVID, but it's very obvious that the learning, the technology, the cutting edge is still moving very rapidly in your practice and among your peers. This is phenomenal news, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to be really pleased to hear that that this is still going on.
Absolutely, Paul.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for everything. I really appreciate your time today, and very informative. And I look forward to the next one.
Thank you very much, Paul. Stay healthy out there, and stay healthy out there, world.
All right, take care now. Bye.